Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind, Namaskar. I think I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Good evening. DMCSE 30 मैंने आपको कल भी बताया था कि I have informed the team that there is a demand of online Avahan batch. And last day also I told you that it cannot be done overnight. It cannot be announced in one day or 2 days. I have informed the team about it, and then they will take, once they take some decision regarding this, then I will update you about it. Okay, so I hope that's clear. Chalo. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to the daily current affairs session. So how many of you are preparing for 2027? आप में से 2027 के एस्पिरेंट्स कौन कौन से हैं? How many 2027 aspirants are here? 2027 और 28, इन दोनों के एस्पिरेंट्स कौन कौन से हैं? Good evening. Okay, Raj, you are for 2027. Shubham is also appearing in 2027. So do tell me about this one thing कि किस ईयर में आप अपियर कर रहे हो, इन विच ईयर यू आर गोइंग टू गिव द एग्जामिनेशन. 2026 में दे रहे हैं मोहम्मद सकीम. ओके, गुड. So now okay, those who are preparing for 2026, you should be continuing the current affairs till the end of this month. 2026 वाले जो हैं वो इस मंथ के एंड तक देखें. अप्रैल में आपके लिए कुछ स्पेशल सेशंस लेकर आऊंगा विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चंस, विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस. तो आप वो अटेंड करना, बट नॉट द, no need to update current affairs after March 2026. Okay? तो मार्च के बाद आपको करंट अफेयर्स नहीं करना, उस समय में आप कुछ और प्रैक्टिस करना, कुछ और रिवाइज करना. नाउ लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ टुडेज सेशन. आज का जो सेशन है वहां से स्टार्ट करते हैं. द टॉपिक्स विच वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस, वन ऑफ देम इज ईरान वॉर एंड इकोनॉमिक फॉल आउट. ईरान वॉर क्या है, इसका इकोनॉमिक फॉल आउट क्या है, वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट दिस. Then we have this one thing, global energy shock and Goldilocks era of India. Then we will talk about medical tourism and Transgender Protection Bill 2026. तो ये वो चार टॉपिक है जिसके बारे में आज के सेशन में हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे. सर जी, कोलिशन फॉर डिजास्टर रेजिलिएंट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, दीज आर समवॉट कंफ्यूजिंग. क्यों, इसमें कंफ्यूजन क्या है? इफ यू फाइंड एनी सच organization, do just one simple thing: who has launched it, when it has been launched, what is the aim, who are the members. बस ये तैयार रखो. Who are the members, what is the main aim, who has launched it, and when it has been launched. बस इतना ही. Now let's solve some questions first, and then we will move on to the part of our discussion. Good, very good, Mohammad Sakim. In India, fast breeder reactors are the primary source of nuclear energy. In India, the fast breeder reactors are the primary source of nuclear energy. Thorium can be used in a pressurized heavy water reactor. India has the largest thorium reserve in the world. So how many statements given above are correct? How many statements are correct there? How many statements are correct there? A option. तो विच वन इज नॉट करेक्ट? कई लोगों ने ए ऑप्शन दिया, सम ऑफ यू हैव गिवन ऑप्शन नंबर बी. तो विच वन स्टेटमेंट इज नॉट करेक्ट? कौन सा स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट नहीं है? कैन यू टेल मी विच स्टेटमेंट इज नॉट करेक्ट? First statement is correct or not? Second statement is correct or not? Third is correct or not? You are saying first and three are right. Okay. Second statement is not correct. Okay. पहला not correct है. Okay. First and two are not correct. First and two are wrong. Say, if we look at this, in India, fast breeder reactors are the primary source of nuclear energy. That is incorrect. In India, the pressurized heavy water reactors, PHWR, pressurized heavy water reactor is the main source of nuclear energy. Thorium, it cannot be used in pressurized heavy water reactor. If we want, we can use them in fast breeder reactor, but we cannot use them in a pressurized heavy water reactor. So this one is also incorrect. Only third one is correct. So correct answer here will be option number A. That is only one. Coming to question number 2. Consider the following: textile, apparels, engineering good, pharmaceuticals. What is the correct ascending order of major item of export from India to US? From India to US. What are the major items of export in ascending order? In ascending order. Two, three, one. We are saying option 2, 3, 1. Okay. C option, D option. D is the right answer. A option. Some people have gone for option number C also. Okay. C option. So देखो, here I think experience matter. Here we will have the correct answer as 1, 3, 2. At the number 1 we will have the engineering goods. उसके नीचे हमारे पास देखने को मिलेगा फार्मा एंड टेक्सटाइल इज कमिंग नियर. तो यहाँ पे ये हमारा पहले नंबर पे आ गया 1, देन वी हैव फार्मा, देन वी हैव इंजीनियरिंग गुड्स. कल लिखाया था, वापस से कॉपी देखो. Just go through the notes of last session, you will get the answer. It will be 1, 3, 2. So option number C will be correct here. Rule 373 of Lok Sabha allows a speaker to suspend a MP for remainder period of the session. Rule 374A allows a speaker to suspend a member of parliament for 5 consecutive days. Under Rule 374, there is a need to pass a motion for suspension of MPs. Question number 3. Question number 3. C option. Okay, good. Question number 3, option number C. Option number C. There is one option B from Pragya and Sanjana. All are correct. C option. Tell me one thing, Mohammad Sakeem. आपने बोला you are getting very good marks in mock test. तो फिर यहाँ पे तीनों गलत क्यों हुए? Under the rule 373, that is not for the remainder period of the session. That is for the remainder period of the day. उस दिन के जो रिमाइंडर पीरियड है उसके लिए सस्पेंड होता है, नॉट फॉर द इंटायर सेशन. पूरे सेशन के लिए जब भी सस्पेंड करना होगा, वी हैव टू पास अ मोशन और मैक्सिमम 5 days कैन बी डन अंडर रूल 374A. अंडर रूल 374A it can be for 5 consecutive days maximum. If you have to suspend for a longer period of time, you need a motion to be passed by the house. And under the rule 373, it is only for the remainder period of the day. पूरे सेशन के लिए सस्पेंड नहीं कर सकते स्पीकर डायरेक्ट अपने द्वारा. So what we see that first one is incorrect, second and third is correct. So answer will be option number B. Answer here will be option number B, that is 2 and 3. So in the case of Article 374, there is for remainder period of the session, you need to pass a motion. Now, coming to this one topic, what we see that the war is going on, and whenever there is a war in the world, there is going to be an impact on our society also, on our country also, on our economy also. सर यूपीएससी क्रैश कोर्स में कब आएंगे और कौन सा पोर्शन पढ़ाएंगे? वेरी सून, बस अब वो समय आ ही गया है. See, every year when we are having crash course, I finish it. So finishing shot जो है ना, that is from my side only. So we will come with science and tech and current affairs. So the finishing shot will be from my side. So don't worry about it. So I think from 30 or 31st of March or maybe 1st of April, we will be starting it. So I come as a finisher. Okay. Environment, I think it has already been done. If I'm not wrong, environment has already been done. Environment तो शायद हो चुका है ना? No. If it has not been done, then I will be there. अगर नहीं हुआ है तो ठीक है. Like Rinku Singh, नहीं देखो शंकर, I belong to the generation where MS Dhoni used to be the finisher. Okay, where MS Dhoni used to be finisher. तो उस जोन में all time favorite MSD. Okay. Now coming to this one part, let's see what is going on in the world right now and how it is impacting India also. Okay. So see here, this Russia-Ukraine conflict was there. Okay. When Russia and bilkul, don't worry about it, we will have that. Disaster management science prelims में नहीं आता ना. Disaster management is not in prelims crash course. What we see here, Russia-Ukraine conflict which was there was impact on merchandise trade account of India's external trade balance of payment. So when this Russia and Ukraine war was going on, we were having impact. We were having impact only on this part of the merchandise trade, means trade in goods. जब ये impact हुआ तो there was trade in goods. This was impacted. Okay. And what we see that the trade deficit, it increased from 102 billion to near about 189 billion in 2021. And in fact, 265 billion in 2022-23. तो जब रशिया यूक्रेन वॉर चल रहा था तो हाउ इट हैज इम्पैक्टेड अस, इट हैज इम्पैक्टेड आवर एक्सपोर्ट एंड इंपोर्ट्स ऑफ द गुड्स. हमारा जो एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट था गुड्स का, इट वाज इम्पैक्टेड. बट एट दैट टाइम देयर वर अदर फैक्टर्स. जैसे हम एग्जांपल के तौर पे देख सकते हैं, लुक एट दिस वन इमेज, लुक एट दिस वन चार्ट. आवर ट्रेड बैलेंस हैज worsened up to $286.95 billion. Trade balance was going in a wrong direction, in a different direction. But on the other hand, the invisibles, जो individuals हैं, it was compensating. ये compensate कर रहा था, it was compensating. And what we see that the current account balance was not very much poor, although it has been somewhat poor, but the current account balance has not been very much poor, because it was being maintained by the net individuals and particularly the remittances plus the software services. So these two factors have helped India to maintain its current account balance. It was not very much like in the negative side. It was not very much in the negative side because of this trade in invisibles, like the remittances or the software, the service sector, it has helped India to maintain its course. कि हमारा बैलेंस जो है वो बहुत ज्यादा नेगेटिव में नहीं हुआ. In the goods sector, when we're talking about the export and import of goods, India was having a huge challenge, minus 286. That was the trade deficit. But due to this remittances, due to the services sector, due to the software sector, we have been able to maintain during the Russia-Ukraine crisis, which is still going on. So people have started to learn with it, to live with it, और उसके अनुसार हमें बहुत ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट देखने को नहीं मिला. But now when we are having the war in Middle East, when we are having the war in this West Asia region, here we see that there is Iran, Iraq, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, all these sectors, all these areas are impacted. And you may be aware about this. When we talk about this area, when we talk about this area, this was the Russia-Ukraine was having impact only on the merchandise trade. But the West Asia conflict can be extending beyond this because of the invisible accounts. What we see that there are about 8.9 million overseas Indian in the Gulf Cooperation countries alone. सिर्फ गल्फ कॉर्पोरेशन कंट्रीज में there is presence of 8.9 million overseas Indians. At the same time, Reserve Bank of India, it says that these 6 countries from the Gulf Cooperation Council, they account for near about 37.9% share in the gross remittances. So their share in the remittances is near about 40%. तो इनका जो near about remittances में contribution है, that is about 40%. And with the war in this area, there is going to be the impact on the people who are living there. There is going to be impact on the people who are living in this area. So what we see that this West Asia war may have a very much significant impact on the Indian current account balance. When the Russia-Ukraine crisis was going on, we have been able to maintain by the help of remittances and software sector. But this one is not only impacting our export and import, this one is also impacting our remittances, our invisibles. So this is one of the significant part how this can lead. Okay. Now you can see at the same time, there is one more part which we can see that on one side we are seeing that there is an impact on remittances. On the second part, we can also see higher inflation in the country. There is also a chance of higher inflation in country. Why inflation in country may be there? हमारी कंट्री में इन्फ्लेशन क्यों हो सकता है? The prices are soaring high. The prices of crude oil are going quite higher. And when the crude oil becomes costly, then the petrol, diesel and LPG prices in India will also increase. You may have already seen that the LPG prices in India has already been increased by 60 rupees. Almost 60 rupees increase has already been there in case of LPG. We might witness similar increase in petrol, diesel and all others related items. So we see that on one side, our current account balance is being impacted. The remittances which are being brought to India, that may get impacted. Our export, West Asia, you can see UAE. UAE is one of our major trade partner, having trade of more than $100 billion. So this war in West Asia is also going to impact our trade with UAE, with other countries as well. So this is the emerging challenge for India due to the conflict in the West Asia. And this West Asia war is getting prolonged. Okay. It is getting prolonged. ये और लंबा घिसता जा रहा है. US thought that it will be able to control Iran in 1 day or 2 days. In fact, the US president, although he can do anything, like by now we don't expect him to act in a proper manner, so he can say anything, but he was very much in hurry to declare on the first day of the war itself that US has won and Iran has been defeated. Iran को अब हमने हरा दिया है. But even after 13-14 days, the war on Iran is still continuing. So this is one part which we can see that what is the impact on the Indian economy due to this West Asia crisis. Okay. The Indians, NIA captured a US spy and some Ukrainian from Northeast. Yes, that news also we have seen. वो तो हमने देखा है, but I have not gone in the detail of it. So I hope this first part is clear. Now, इसी से related दूसरा part भी है, that we have a concept of Goldilocks. We are having a concept of Goldilocks. So can you tell me what is Goldilocks? What is this Goldilocks era? Any idea about this? कि what exactly is this Goldilocks era? हम किसे Goldilocks बोलते हैं? What do we mean by Goldilocks? Any idea about what is Goldilocks economy? I think in last class someone was also asking about this. Yes, sir, please explain Goldilocks. And see, newspaper have heard your voice. Mohammad Shakim, you are going for UPSC prelims this year. How come you are not knowing this Goldilocks? आपको तो जानना ही चाहिए. You should be aware about it. अगर नए लोगों को नहीं मालूम तो चलेगा. Goldilocks refers to a situation where economy is in a phase where GDP growth, it is modest, neither too high nor too low. GDP का ग्रोथ रेट जो है वो 6% 7% ऐसे बढ़ रहा है. अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट लोअर लेवल, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट जो है वो लो है, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट इज ऑन द लोअर साइड. इन्फ्लेशन इज ऑल्सो मॉडेस्ट, नाइदर टू हॉट नॉर टू कूल. तो कैसा जून वेयर एवरीथिंग सीम्स टू बी गोइंग परफेक्टली फाइन. It is neither too high nor too low, because when there is a phase of boom, then there is a phase of recession. जब boom का phase आता है, when there is a economic boom, there is also a phase of recession. So what we see that in a Goldilocks era, the economy is growing in such a manner that it is neither too hot nor too cool. It means the rate of growth is not very high, but it is moderate. It is average growth, 6%, 7% growth rate is there. At the same time, what we see that the inflation is on the lower side, the unemployment is on the lower side, but the inflation is not very low. Inflation बहुत ज़्यादा low नहीं है. It is also in a modest phase. Means when everything seems positive for the economy, that is called as a Goldilocks era. Last year in 2025, some ministers of government of India have said that our economy is going in a Goldilocks era, that our economy is going through a Goldilocks era. So from that time itself, it has been quite much famous term that it is a Goldilocks zone, which is optimum, which is considered as optimum condition for the economy. अगर हम यहाँ पे बात करें तो ग्लोबल सिचुएशन क्या है? If we look at the Indian economy performance in the last 1 year, 2 years, so what we see that portfolio outflow from financial market is 11.8 billion and 4 billion so far in 2026. Means foreign investors are pulling away the investment from India. जो foreign investor है वो इंडिया से बाहर पैसा निकाल रहे हैं. foreign investors are pulling out their investment from India, which we seen $11.8 billion in 2025, and just in the last 2 months it is $4 billion in 2026. तो इस साल और तेजी से निकाल रहे हैं. It has not even been 3 months, but $4 billion are out of Indian stock market, Indian markets. So foreign portfolio investors are like taking away their investment from India. उनका जो भी इन्वेस्टमेंट है वो बेचकर निकल रहे हैं. What we see, exchange rate 90 and 91 per dollar in December. इस महीने में 92 को क्रॉस कर चुका है. As of today, as of 18th March, it is at 92 rupees, 92.61 Indian rupees. 1 US dollar is at 92.61. So rupee is going down, Sensex is going down, portfolio investment is going down. At the same time, if the oil is reaching $100 per barrel in 2026-27, the rupee can go up to 98.5. Okay. So if it is a continuation, जैसे अभी क्या है, जो oil prices have gone up to 106, 107. But if it is falling down, then it's good. If there is no decrease in the prices of crude oil over the next few months, the dollar may be reaching 100 rupees also. डॉलर की वैल्यू जो है वो 100 भी क्रॉस कर सकती है. इट मे रीच अप टू 98.5 ऑल्सो. So what we see that the rupee is depreciating sharply. There is a sharp depreciation in the Indian rupee. So that is also one challenge for us. Okay. If we look at this, there has been different predictions in the financial year 2026, यानी कि 25-26. Crude oil prices, if it is at 70, GDP growth rate was 7.6%. CPI inflation remains at 2.1%. Current account balance is minus 1.1%. Okay. In the financial year 2027, means 2026-27, what we see that the crude oil prices, if it is around 70, Indian GDP will come down. Inflation will go high. Current account balance will be higher. If it is crossing 80, there will be further reduction. Increase in inflation, increase in current account balance. Means decrease in it. Okay. If we look at 90, then our GDP will further come down. It will also be impacting inflation. It will also be impacting our current account balance. If it is crossing 100, our rate of growth may be 6 to 6.2%. The inflation can be high as 5.1%, and the current account balance, it may be negative by minus 2.2%. So these are different scenarios. If the price of the crude oil is going higher, it may be impacting our GDP growth also. It may be impacting our inflation also. And at the same time, it will also be impacting our current account balance. The current account balance will become more negative. Inflation will be higher. GDP will be lower. So this is one part. This is one part which we see कि how the West Asia is going to impact India. Okay. कि West Asia जो है वो कैसे इंडिया को impact कर रहा है. So this is one of the part which we can see in the case of West Asia war. We have already seen that the prices of oil have climbed higher. On March 9 itself, it has crossed $106.5 per barrel. So from 70 to 80, it has crossed directly to $106 per barrel. So that is one of the part which we can notice as part of US-Israel war or this Iran and other war. But the story is still not over. अभी तो ये बस हमने देखा कि what is the impact? What is the impact? First on our GDP, our oil prices, how it is going to impact our current account balance, remittances, individuals. We have seen that part. There is another impact which we can see now, that is the impact on medical tourism in India. There is a concept called as medical tourism. There are many like people who are coming from Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, West Asia, Africa, those who come to India for cheaper and better treatment. इंडिया में कई जगहों से लोग आते हैं, फ्रॉम बांग्लादेश और भूटान, नेपाल टू श्रीलंका टू दैट ऑफ वेस्ट एशिया टू दैट ऑफ अफ्रीका. They are coming to India in search of better treatment and cheaper treatment. Okay. अच्छा सॉरी, ट्रांसजेंडर प्रोटेक्शन बिल हेडिंग में चला गया, कोई बात नहीं, सॉरी फॉर द मिस्टेक इन द हेडिंग. The topic will be medical tourism. Okay. The topic will be the medical tourism. Topic is this, medical tourism. GS paper 3 and GS paper 2 also somewhat, लेकिन GS paper 3 mainly. फिर से पढ़ गया क्या नाम LPG का, ऐसा मत बोलो. Sir ji, world is worried about war while UPSC aspirants are, what are the bordering countries, rest. Yes. So we are focusing on our own priorities. तो हम अपने प्रायोरिटीज पे फोकस्ड है. ये लोग हमारा सिलेबस बढ़ा रहे हैं कि वी आर फोकस्ड ऑन दिस पार्ट कि व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन विथ द नेबरिंग कंट्रीज. तो लेट्स स्टार्ट आवर टॉपिक. मेडिकल टूरिज्म को लेकर है, मेडिकल टूरिज्म इन इंडिया. इग्नोर द हेडिंग. So this is one part. Like, let's start with this one, medical tourism in India. Okay. If we talk about this, there is around 6.5 lakh, 6.6 lakhs approximately who came in 2023. Around 6.4 lakh people who came in 2024. So we see that near about 6 to 6.6 lakh, from 6.4 to 6.6 lakh, that is the number of medical tourists who are arriving in India. इतने लोग, लगभग 6.5 लाख लोग भारत में आते हैं फॉर मेडिकल टूरिज्म. What are the main source? Bangladesh, it is having the highest volume, followed by Iraq, Somalia, Oman and Uzbekistan. So Bangladesh, Iraq, Somalia, Oman and Uzbekistan. In 2023-24, these are the top source countries. Why do they come for India? Cardiovascular surgery, oncology means cancer treatment, robotic surgeries, they are basically the one which are being demanded. इन सभी का डिमांड इंडिया में देखने को मिल रहा है. So this is one thing which we are having in demand. So this is one of the part what we see. Sir, have you checked about CSET PYQ for English medium students on KGS store? I have not checked myself because I don't have the KGS store right now in my mobile phone, but I have asked the team about it. What was your question in particular? क्वेश्चन आपका क्या था, एक बार फिर से बताएंगे अबाउट CSET? अच्छा, 1 रुपीज इक्वल टू 92.72 हो चुका है. तो सी, वी हैव जस्ट सीन अ फ्यू मिनट्स बैक it was 92.61. It was 92.61 almost 1 hour ago. Now this is 92.72. तो ये तो चेंज होता रहता है. Okay. Please mention your question once again about the CSET part. So see, this is one part of medical tourism. Now what we see that there is a regional concentration. What we see that southern and western states and particularly Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, and Hyderabad, they are the main hubs for this accredited hospitals. And there is government initiatives also like Heal in India or Ayush Visa, which have been there for facilitating this medical travel. Okay. So what we see that government is also promoting this medical tourism. There is a huge influx of medical tourists in India also. Now there is a challenge that this war condition which is going on. अब देखो यहाँ पे हमारा टॉप सोर्स कौन सा था? Our top source has been बांग्लादेश. हमारा टॉप सोर्स क्या था? बांग्लादेश. And I think you might be aware about this, that what is the challenge which is going on in Bangladesh right now. India-Bangladesh relations are also not in a very good state as of now. During the time of Sheikh Hasina, the things were different. But now even the India-Bangladesh relations are not in the optimum phase. Abhi at least it's not very much bad, but it is not in the best phase. So that is one of our top source of medical tourists. वहां से decline हो रहा है. Now West Asia, like countries from Iraq, Somalia, Uzbekistan, these are the areas from where we are getting another chunk of medical tourists. ये वो part है जहां से majority of medical tourists आ रहे हैं. So what we see here, that there is one thing, more than 30% decline has been seen in patients from West Asia. 75% drop in Middle East patient footfall in early March compared to late February. Okay. So what we see that there has been a 75% decline in March as compared to late February. So we see that many of the people are not able to travel to India. There is airspace restriction, flight disruption. That is one of the factors. Second thing is travel uncertainty and safety concern, rising cost of travel, flight cancellation, especially from countries like Iraq. So these are the factors which are also impacting the medical tourism in India. तो अगर आप वेस्ट एशिया की क्राइसिस को देखोगे, वेस्ट एशिया क्राइसिस हैज अ लॉट ऑफ चैलेंज फॉर इंडिया. ड्यू टू दिस वेस्ट एशिया क्राइसिस, आवर tourism sector is impacted, medical tourism, our oil is impacted, and many other things are also getting impacted because of this West Asia. GDP, current account balance, and all other things. Okay. Okay, it is designed for Hindi medium student. Chalo, theek hai, I will ask the team about it. I will just forward your concern to the team. And as soon as I get any response, I will let you know. Okay. So I have sent your concern to the team. And if there is any update from them by the end of the session, I will let you know. Or in tomorrow's session, I will get the update and then I will update you. So this is one part, how the West Asia crisis is impacting us. आप लोग बोल रहे हो सर सिर्फ वेस्ट एशिया ही क्यों है? Why only West Asia? Because this is the most dominant matter which is going on. It is impacting our GDP, our current account balance, our remittances, oil prices. It is impacting the inflation in the country. It is impacting the supply of gases also. Although government has said that there is no crisis of gas, so we will stick to that. There is no crisis of gas. Okay. And at the same time, what we see that medical tourism in India has also declined because of this West Asia crisis. We see that there is significantly higher number of diaspora also in case of West Asia, especially in Gulf cooperation countries. Okay. So that is one part. And yes, of course, there is an impact on UPSC syllabus also. इसके लिए तो आपको स्पेशली प्रोटेस्ट करना चाहिए. ये क्या बात हुई? आप लोग को लड़ना है, आपस में लड़ो. हमारा सिलेबस क्यों बढ़ा रहे हो? If you have to fight also, fight silently. Don't tell anyone about this. है ना? If they have to fight, they could have fought silently without publishing these things in newspaper. हमें न्यूज़पेपर में पढ़ा कर परेशान कर रहे हैं कि what is there in West Asia. Okay. in some amount of time we might be like knowing more number of countries in West Asia than the states or other things in India. No impact in salary. किसके सैलरी पे? हमारे टाइम पे ही ये सब होना था, बताओ। चलो, तो लेट्स कम टू दिस पार्ट। अब कुछ अलग भी करते हैं। There is another topic which we should be discussing right now. Okay. We are lucky to see, इसमें कौन सी लक की बात है कि we are able to see the war, IS की सैलरी। तो ये है मोटिवेशन, दिस इज द मोटिवेशन। द वर्ल्ड कैन गो फ्रॉम दिस प्लेस टू दैट प्लेस, वर्ल्ड कैन गो टू हेल, बट द सैलरी विल नॉट बी इंपैक्टेड, है ना। Meanwhile, I have seen another news article that is quite interesting. Like in this entire conflict, newspapers, like the credible newspapers, when we talk about the Hindu, when we talk about Indian Express, when we talk about Business Standard, or any credible newspaper, when we talk about them, we see that they are evaluating that how this West Asia crisis is going to impact India. ये जो वेस्ट एशिया का क्राइसिस है वो कैसे इंडिया को इम्पैक्ट कर रहा है। यू कैन सी वी हैव गॉट मल्टीपल आर्टिकल्स, हाउ इट मे इम्पैक्ट अवर करेंट अकाउंट बैलेंस, हाउ इट मे इम्पैक्ट अवर ट्रेड इन गुड्स, द इंडिविजुअल्स। So from here we get the idea that okay, these are the challenges which might come and we should be prepared for it. These articles are not the criticism of the government कि देखो हमारे यहाँ ऐसा हो जाएगा. These are not criticism of the government. These are telling the fact that since West Asia crisis going on, what may be the impact on India. But on the other hand, we have very important news channels in the country. What they are discussing this part, that how Pakistan has become a bigger state, how there is crisis in Bangladesh. So they are working on behalf of Pakistan and Bangladesh. So our TV news channels, they are perhaps working on the behalf of Pakistan and Bangladesh, that how it is impacting Pakistan, how it is impacting Bangladesh. It seems that they are working on their behalf. They are working on the behalf of these two countries. Okay. They are not talking about like what may be the challenge for the Indian economy. They have totally diverted their attention to what may happen to Pakistan. Pakistan कैसे संभलेगा इससे? So this is one of the part which we can see only from this media in our country. सबसे बेटर कार्टून नेटवर्क है, yes. So this is interesting part. Like you should be aware like what is going on in the country. You should be aware about this, that how the news is going on in the country, how the people are perceiving the news in the country. You should be aware about that also. Okay. So now let's come with this one part. Transgender Protection Bill 2026. Now, before we go into this one topic, can you tell me what is the difference between biological sex and gender? Are they same thing or are they different thing? There is a concept called as the biological sex. It is said that a person is a male or a female. And there is the concept of a gender. So what is this concept of gender? If we talk about gender, what is the meaning of it? I think you may have read about society. Some of you may be having sociology as your optional. So what is the concept of gender? Generally, we say that there is a concept called as third gender, or we sometimes call them also as transgender or LGBTQ plus. So what is the concept here? Gender is a social term. Remember this one thing, this is a social concept. This is something which is a social concept. It is not based on biology. This is something which is not based on biology. Many people believe that it is something which depends on conscience of the person. It is depends on the conscience of the person. It is something which depends on the conscience of the person. That a person is there, then that person may assume himself to be a male despite a female body, or if a female is there, they can assume themselves as male. If a male is there, they can assume themselves to be female, or any other gender, which may be there. Like we have different terms here. For example, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or queer, and plus many others. So we see that there are multiple gender, there are multiple types of gender which a person may assume. So that is about his inner conscience, that is about the identity of the person, and it is something which is not dependent on the biological nature of the person. Biologically, a person is generally a male or a female, but in the case of this third gender, or simply when we talk about gender, the person can have their own understanding of their own gender. Now, keeping this one thing in mind, what we see that in Nalsa versus Union of India case, the Supreme Court said two things. First, it recognized the transgender community as the third gender and said that they will have equal applicability of the fundamental rights under the Constitution to trans person. Second, it says that there will be right of self-identification. This is a very important part which was highlighted by Supreme Court in Nalsa versus Union of India case 2014, that there will be a right of self-identification. The person can identify themselves as having a particular gender. Person can self-determine that which gender they belong to, क्या किस चीज से वो अपने आप को रिलेट करते हैं, that will be their decision. This was a major breakthrough in India in 2014. Then after we see that, after this part, there was 2019 Act. So in 2019 Act, it says that it defined a transgender person. It says that it can be trans men, trans women, regardless of having their gender affirming surgery, hormone therapy, or other therapies. There can be person with intersex variation. There can be gender queer person. Okay. There can be socio-cultural identities like Kinder, Hijra, Aravani, or Jogta. Okay. So they said that all these people can be called as transgender. And most importantly, it has given the right of self-determination. इसने right of self-determination provide किया था. So way back in 2019 itself, government has given this right of self-identification to the people who call themselves as transgender. जो अपने आप को transgender बुलाते हैं, उन्हें ये right दिया गया कि you can self-identify yourself. आप अपने आप को खुद एक ट्रांसजेंडर के रूप में आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हो. बट नाउ द गवर्नमेंट सेज दैट दिस वाज अ मिस्टेक. ठीक है, दिस वाज अ मिस्टेक. Government is saying that there cannot be right of self identification. ऐसा कोई राइट ऑफ सेल्फ आइडेंटिफिकेशन नहीं होगा. दे मस्ट बिलोंग टू these categories like kinder, hijra, aravani or jogta or inanch. Okay. So they, or if they're having any such congenital biological variation. Okay. So what we see that if they're having any biological mismatch, if they're having a biological variation, then only they can be classified as a third gender. Otherwise, they cannot be classified as third gender as per the new bill which has been proposed by the government. So earlier in 2014, the Supreme Court has said that there will be right of self-identification. In 2019, an act was passed by Parliament which also provided for right of self-identification. Now in 2026, the government has come with another bill which says that no self-identification. Now it says that if you have to identify, okay, it says that act was not intended to protect each and every class of person with various gender identities. Okay. तो एक्ट का ये उद्देश्य नहीं था कि हर किसी की रक्षा करना है हमें. एक्ट वाज ओनली फॉर सम ग्रुप ऑफ द पीपल, नॉट ऑल ट्रांसजेंडर. And they also have said this one part, that a medical board will be there and this will be certifying whether a person belong to transgender or not. कि कोई पर्सन ट्रांसजेंडर है या नहीं है, it will not be self determined, it will be determined by a medical board. कि people are not aware about their gender. लोग अपने मन से कहां सोच पाएंगे कि वो किस जेंडर को बिलोंग करते हैं. इट मस्ट बी सर्टिफाइड बाय अ डॉक्टर. तो लोग अपने मन से अपना जेंडर डिसाइड नहीं कर सकते. इट हैज टू बी डिटरमाइंड बाय अ मेडिकल बोर्ड. ऑल्दो इन मेनी कंट्रीज अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड there is a right of self-determination. In India also, Supreme Court has provided the right of self-determination. Parliament in 2019 has provided right of self-determination. But now the Parliament thinks that, sorry, not the Parliament yet, अभी तो सिर्फ बिल आया है. This bill thinks that the right of self-determination is not good. It can be determined only by a medical board. So this is one of the part which we see. Now we have got a transgender bill. Okay. So for a long period of time, the people who belong to transgender community, they thought that their fight against injustice is going on the right direction. Now again there is a U-turn. Now again there is a U-turn in that fight for justice. Now there is a U-turn. So in 2014-19, they thought that now they are progressing. Again, there is a sharp U-turn. But you cannot say you are transgender. Only we can determine that you are transgender or not. Okay. So this is the bill which has been introduced. Let us see whether it will be passed or not. It all depends on the Parliament. Okay. So that will be all for today. But sir, some people are physically male or female, but they feel mentally they are opposite gender. Then how? So this is what was the right of self-determination, that gender is not related to biology. Gender is related to the conscience of the person. Gender is related to the conscience of the person. But here the government says that no, we have law only for those people who are biologically third gender. Yes, please ask. Please give one mains question from eco and environment area. अभी कोई वैसा टॉपिक पढ़ाऊंगा तब दूंगा. Why take U-turn? I cannot comment on that. Why they have taken U-turn? I can only show you what has been done. Anshika, ask your question. सर जब मैं टेस्ट देने जाती हूँ तो मेरा हार्ट बीट इतना तेज चलता है, मैं कुछ सोच नहीं पाती. So then you will have to practice a lot. That is the only way you can do it. You will have to face through it. बार बार टेस्ट देने जाओ. देखो बार बार आप एक ही काम करने जाते हो तो after a certain period of time you become habitual of it. जैसे if you are learning to walk for the first time, if you are learning to ride a bike for the first time, in all these situations you will have the fear. मान लो आप पानी में पहली बार स्विमिंग के लिए कूदोगे तब भी आपके पास फियर होगा. So when you are going to the exam for the first time, it will be fear. That is why you are having mock test. You face that fear multiple times. जितनी बार आप उस fear को face करोगे उतना ही better result धीरे धीरे तैयार होगा. You will get ready day by day. So that will be all for today. Thank you everyone. Take care.